Hey guys, and welcome to the wonderful world of The Sims 4. My name is Abby, and today we're doing a speed build of an apartment for some Sims I posted yesterday with a Create a Sim video. This apartment is meant to be for the politician and her daughter. And if you guys watched that video, I said that the apartment would be kind of cold looking and maybe, I don't know that I said it wouldn't have a lot of color to it. If I did, that was wrong because I did put some colors in it. I decided that maybe, since she's a politician, she may have hired someone to do the interior decorating, and since she's a mother, they might have suggested that the interior have a little color to it, as if, you know, she's a warm kind of Betty Crocker type that just decided to run for office. That's what my idea is of the story. However, you know, you guys can change that. You can always, you know, use the color swatches to make the apartment more drab if you would like to. I believe, I haven't shared this on the gallery yet, but I believe that with the apartments, you have to do them as if they are a room. So I'll have to go back in, and all I have to do is like delete the walls from each room and then lengthen the walls, if that makes sense. I just use the arrows, like when you click on the wall and you just pull them, it doesn't make it a room, it just closes the wall off, which is a little weird, but as long as it works and allows me to save this build to the gallery, that's fine. It doesn't bother me any. The penthouses work as regular lots, so you don't have to do that with the penthouse. But since this isn't a penthouse, I may have to save it that way. Like I said, I haven't done it yet. I will link my gallery name down below, as well as my Twitter, so you can follow me there. I'm not a big social media person, which is weird since I'm starting YouTube, and that's why I feel like I'm really bad at YouTube right now. I intend on getting better at both social media and YouTube. I guess YouTube would be considered social media, but either way, I intend on getting better, and that just takes time and just takes effort. So you can bear with me. Thank you guys for watching if you have, and you know, give me any critiques that you would like. It doesn't bother me. I am, like I said before, not easily hurt and not easily offended. So my cousin yesterday just told me that my videos were terrible. And I was like, oh, thanks. He's like, I think he's like 8 years old. I never remember his real age because I always mess with him and tease him and tell him he's just 4, just a little baby. And he gets really mad at me. On that note, if you guys ever hear anything in the background that sounds like little kids playing or like a baby crying, it's because I have a lot of cousins and I live with my grandmother while I'm in college. And she babysits them a lot, and my family comes over a lot. We all hang out like all the time. It being a Saturday today, two of my little cousins are here. The two youngest boys are here. So they're right now in the living room. My bedroom is right off the living room. So you guys will probably hear the baby cry or hear one of them knock on the door to try to talk to me. Hopefully not. And I think I locked the door back after just a few minutes ago when I left my bedroom. Hopefully that's what I did. If not, then I will have to start this recording over. As you guys can see here, I've already pretty much mapped out the layout of this build, and I wish I had paid attention to what it looked like before I bulldozed a lot, because it takes down all the inside walls when you do that, and I wanted it to be different than what it had been when I originally started the build. So when you start building on apartment lots, they're already built and they have the walls inside put up, so the layout of the house is already set up. I wanted to delete that build and do my own. So I don't know if this layout is similar to the one that was in here before, because I didn't pay any attention and I should have. Hopefully it's not. I think I do remember there being a kind of just a random wall there in the middle to separate the living spaces, like the kitchen from the living area. So it is a little similar there. However, I don't remember which one was on which side, and I don't remember how many other rooms were in the downstairs portion of this build. this room right here is just going to be a little study. I thought would be really nice off the living room for this politician to have. It's an apartment's not really large anyway, so having a nice little office with a really nice view is helpful for a politician, or at least that's what I would assume. I don't know that it would be great to have it right off the living room, but since there's only 2 people that live in this build, it probably wouldn't be a big deal. The daughter, I would assume, would usually stick to her room, and her room's just going to be that one that's right above the study. So, I don't know that she would ever be a bother to her mother. That's what I'm trying to say. Right here, I was having some difficulties trying to figure out what doors would look best with the bedrooms. That's one thing that I really don't like about building with apartments. It's that you can't change the front door, so you kind of have to work your way around them. And the door used in this build, I don't know if you guys seen it, but the front door was just I think it's got like 2 panels, and it's 2 doors, and it's the same ones as the ones I've used upstairs here, except for they're the double door version. And they're very traditional looking, they're very classic looking, so it's hard to do a modern looking apartment in this kind of apartment building, if you understand what I mean, because you can't change those doors. I think I've done a good job, though, trying to tie in a classic vibe with a modern vibe. It's very contemporary, I guess, more so than it would be classic or traditional. I actually really like what I've done with this build. I wasn't expecting to do a good job. At first, when I first bulldozed the whole lot, I remember staring at it and I was thinking, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. Because I had already had a build ready for the politician and her daughter, and I had stopped to save at one point, and after I did that, I forgot to start recording again, so I did the whole upstairs. That included the daughter's bedroom, the mother's bedroom, and I think there was another office type area that I did that was not recorded. And when I say I didn't record those 3 rooms, that doesn't sound like a really long time, but that was like almost 30 minutes of recording for me was just those rooms. So I had to go in and just completely give up on that one and start a new one. So I actually like this better. This looks better. This looks more like what I wanted than the previous one. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Hopefully it was. I really liked doing this gold and black theme for the bathrooms. And it to me seems like something that a politician would definitely have. It made sense to me, I guess. And I really like where this bathroom is, that it's just right off the front door there, because I don't know. I know that sounds weird to really like the placement of this bathroom, but I do. For some reason, it is just a really cool place to have a bathroom. Just as soon as you come down the stairs, if you need it, and right in the front door if you need it. So it's really nice to have, and it's almost in a little private enough area so that it's not right off the dining area or the living area. So if there's a party, and someone has to use the bathroom, it's not right there. It's not embarrassing to go use the bathroom because it's in a more private area. I have probably just spent 3 minutes talking about how I like the placement of this bathroom. That's ridiculous. Anyway, the kitchen I had a little bit of trouble with just because it's so big. I didn't plan on making the kitchen as big as I did. I like to have a big kitchen in real life, but in The Sims it becomes difficult because there's not so much that you can do. There's not a lot of different cabinetry you can use. I also found something really weird with these cabinets. If you can see like how black the actual cabinets are, and then the counters are just like half a shade lighter than the black cabinets, and I don't know if maybe it was the lighting in the room here, because I've never noticed it before, but it really Oh, it really bothered me. And here we are again, placing a microwave that does not hang on the wall. That is the biggest thing that I wish The Sims would give us, is a wall-mounted microwave. That is something that I am like begging for right now. Give me one wall-mounted microwave and I would be so happy. I would be probably one of the happiest people on the planet, because I hate putting a microwave on a counter. I absolutely hate it. That just looks terrible over there. It would look so much better next to the, or in the side with the oven. Just in that little tall cabinet. And I would try to inset it myself and try to do some move objects on cheating type stuff. But I've tried it before and it doesn't work. So there's really no sense in it. If you guys hear me pausing every now and then, it's because, like I said, I think it was yesterday, that my allergies are just really bad. My sinuses are really bad because the weather is changing here in Alabama. So I've had to actually bring a bottle of water in with me into my bedroom because I can barely talk and get this narration done. If I just sound terrible, I'll probably delete this and do a whole nother narration, which I've already done 2 of this morning because I sound so awful. And I am not sick. Let me just clarify, I'm not sick. It's just that when the weather here changes from hot to cold, I get this way. And that happens in the fall every year. So it was kind of a bad time for me to begin recording in the first place. But I've never been accused of being a great planner for my life. So I really just wanted to start getting videos out as soon as possible. And I didn't even anticipate my throat and my nose being stopped up and my need to cough every 5 seconds. So when you hear me pause, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep myself from coughing. I'm sorry that you guys have to put up with that. Thank you for putting up with that if you have. I know it gets a little ridiculous. These little pieces of artwork right here are more like magazines than they are paintings. And I thought maybe the politician might have some articles be written about her and she would have them hanging in the kitchen there, just so everyone can see. They might have made more sense to have in the study, but you know, maybe she's a little bit full of herself and she would like people to be looking at her articles, the articles written about her all the time. This is something new that I've been doing, is putting those wall-mounted strip lights on the wall, but not the correct sized ones, so that they are a little bit smaller or a little bit shorter than the wall, and then I just I hold down the Alt key to move them where I need to on the grid so that they don't snap to the grid. I really liked this dining area, and I really like this rug. I just wish I had that same pattern in a different color. I think that's the only color that pattern comes in, and I would use it so much if it came in with a different pattern, or a different color in the same pattern. Like a blue would be really nice. I love blue. You'll see me use blues and reds in a lot of my builds, and that's because they're my 2 favorite colors. They're so vibrant, I guess, to me, and they're polar opposites, which, I mean, I guess that would make little sense for them both to be my favorites, but they are. And here's where I was beginning to bring a little warmth into the build. It actually started with that rug. I felt like it was getting really dark, and I didn't want all the furniture to be black, because it didn't seem very feminine to me. And the politician seems to be a very feminine woman. I know people maybe later on, when I start getting more views, would get upset that I say that because she's a woman. I know how people are, and they get offended when you start talking about femininity and masculinity. But she is supposed to be a feminine character. You know, she wears frilly dresses, and she's meant to be like a Barbie type. So I did want to bring a softness to this apartment, rather than it being really black and really manly looking. It was, when I began to put in those black couches, it began to look more like a man cave. and that's just not what I wanted to do. So I thought bringing in a little bit of color would help. Here's where I figured out I had not been putting up any curtains in the build. So I know that those curtains don't stretch all the way across the window, and they're not meant to. It's supposed to look more like, you know, if someone were to come in, they would close those curtains. They would pull them together instead of leaving them open like that. I think, yeah, this is when I figured out also that it was really dark in this build. I had changed it to nighttime just to check out the lighting to make sure I had enough, and it was not enough at all. So I just placed a little bookshelf there and a light just to kind of tie it in with the room. And I placed another little seating area right here. There is plenty of seating areas in this build, and I thought maybe that the politician entertained a lot, and she had a lot of guests over more often than not, so having all this seating would make sense. But now that I look back on it, I wish I had put a piano under there instead. And I don't know why I didn't. I put a piano in almost every single build that I do just because it takes up space. But for some reason this time I forgot. I forgot that pianos existed. So I do put another little seating area down here with one of those furry rugs that came with City Living. And it doesn't look bad, but a piano would have looked better. And you're welcome to change that if you would like to. Like I said, it's not on the gallery yet, but it will be once I change some of the walls and get it figured out how to share it, because it's a little tricky to save and share penthouses on The Sims 4. Or not penthouses, sorry, apartments. Now we're just beginning to work on the office area. I'm sorry, I know you guys probably heard that. That is just one of my cousins playing with the baby. Anyway, we're starting to work on the office area, and I really wanted to use that chair right there that came with City Living. It's one of my favorite chairs, and I love the swatches that come with it, and I have not been able to use it. I've tried building a lot of different things, and like I've told you guys in one of my other videos, that I've had some failed attempts to build, and I've tried to use them there too, and I have a really hard time using those chairs. Even though I love them so much, I just cannot get them to tie into a room, and it really didn't go that well with this one. I just thought it made more sense to be in this room than any other room, and it could be that it doesn't go with a lot of the couches in this game. I think that's also why I decided to put it in the study. But I would really appreciate a couch that had that same gray pattern, I think. I wasn't sure when I placed this tree if it would be in the way of walking, like from the door to the chair there. So I decided to move it to the other side. I really like this office though, even though it's really small. It should be accessible. There shouldn't be any reason why your sim wouldn't be able to move around in there, even though it is a tight squeeze. I'm so sorry, you guys. I know, that was terrible. I slipped up. I almost said something that did not sound very nice. I may start playing other games later on when this channel gets a little bit bigger and when I start working on my setup a little bit more. I already have another monitor that I plan on setting up. I just haven't gotten to it yet. It's sitting right here on my desk. I'm looking at it right now next to my monitor that I do have on and working. So I do plan on having a dual monitor setup here because I don't right now. Like I said, I've got to get it changed and dealt with, and I'm still doing schoolwork, and I've just got a lot on my plate right now. The place where I used to work, I don't work there anymore, even texted me like just yesterday and was like, do you want to work this week? You can pick up some shifts if you'd like to. And I was like, oh no, I've got way too much on my plate, and I'm very bad about taking too much on, if that makes sense. I bite off more than I can chew, more often than not. But what I was saying was that I would like to begin playing other games. I don't want this channel to be just strictly Sims 4, although it is right now, and it may be for the next month. And that's just because I've got to work on buying some really good games for you guys to play. I have some games right now, but I don't know that a lot of people would like to watch me play them. I am going to record Tomb Raider as soon as I can get it to work. I actually started trying to last night, and I had some issues with it. First, it wouldn't record at all. It was just black screen, and it would record the audio. When I got that fixed, then it wouldn't record full screen, and I have done everything that you're supposed to do that would fix that, and it's still not working. So it could be that I'm an idiot. That's, you know, that is completely possible, that I'm just a moron and I don't know how to fix it. I've asked my brother, and my brother's pretty good with computers and with gaming and things like that. He's way better than me. He's tried to do YouTube before. It just didn't work out for him because he had very little time to do it when he tried. So he's probably going to help me out, and you'll probably hear me talk about him a lot when I'm trying to change things with my channel and trying to fix things. So I am working to make this better. I don't want to stay stagnant and this be a terrible little channel forever. Sorry about that, you guys. I had a slight little hiccup. There was a child beating at my bedroom door, wanting me to play with them. I had to tell them, not right now. I have to finish this. So stopping in the middle was an accident. Didn't mean to. I know that faded out in a really awkward place. What I was trying to say was that I don't want this channel to be the crappy little channel that it is right now. I intend on it being a really good channel, and I am trying my hardest to make these videos really good quality, and I hate the sound of my voice. So I'm sorry. If you guys watch this and you like it and you stick around, thank you, because I appreciate it. I really do. I hate the sound of my own voice, and I know a lot of people do, but I feel like my voice is so annoying. I am so sorry. But I didn't want to do builds and just put music in the background, or, just have silence. That's just not what I wanted for this channel. I like to talk and I like to speak. So I just hate the sound of my own voice. I can only stand to listen to myself talk for just a few minutes, just long enough to edit this video and get it put out there. This is when I was realizing that I had forgotten to put a toilet in the master bathroom. Actually, no. It's after I placed the mirrors that I realized I had forgotten to place a toilet in the master bathroom. So, I know there's no toilet in there right now, but there will be. There will be in just a few minutes. I think this is when I realized. I used to be moving back and forth. I was trying to figure out where I was going to put a toilet in. So all I did was just shift the door to the right there, and then just move those counters down, and I just go ahead and place in a toilet. All of the bathrooms are pretty similar color scheme, and pretty neutral, pretty modern looking, I guess. So I probably could cut out those in the future when I do other house builds, because my bathrooms always tend to look fairly close to the same. Like they all have a general theme that they go by, unless I put like a kid's bathroom in an area or something like that. Then it may look more like a child's bathroom than the regular bathrooms in the rest of the house. But for the most part, they all have a general theme. I really wanted to do this catty corner like bed style, but it wasn't working, and it seemed to be a waste of space. So I just decided to turn it normal, just long ways there, almost against the wall. Sorry to have another cut in audio there in a really weird spot. I had a coughing fit that I couldn't let that stay in the video. It was terrible. So what I've done here is I've put a more traditional lighting piece in the bedroom than I have in the rest of the house, and in gameplay I would probably change that to the more white clear color of light that is in the rest of the house, and you can do that just by clicking, and then clicking on the light, and I think you go to this light, and then or change light intensity or something, and then this light, and then you can change it to whichever color that you need to. That mirror that I just posted on, that mirror that I just put right there next to the bedroom door actually is a piece that I didn't even realize came with City Living. And maybe it came with the new patch. I don't know. As you can hear, there is a baby at my bedroom door right now saying Abby. That's my name, and he's right now, it's like one of the only words that he knows is Abby. So you can hear him yelling at me right now. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, though, that mirror is really cool. It's actually a politician's mirror, and it is the same mirror that is like the Princess Cordelia mirror, I believe, that came with the base game. So it's really interesting. I didn't notice that the first time I was playing with this expansion, and I was wondering if that was a patch item that came with the City Living. Like, it was just a patch item for City Living. I didn't know that they did that, but if they do, then that's kind of interesting. Anyway, I felt it would be important to place it in there since she is a politician. There was another item as well. It was like a bust that I tried to sit outside in the little balcony hall area, and it was a bust with a top hat on, but it wasn't the base game black hat one. It was a red, white, and blue hat, I think. Like a politician hat. And I was wondering if that also came with the patch. I have no idea. It's got the little City Living sticker on it, though, as if it came with the City Living pack. But I don't remember seeing it before this build. So, it makes me wonder if it did. I'm going to have to go back through and check on that and see if that's... that was just really strange. That stumped me right now. We're just working on the daughter's bedroom now, and I really love this bedroom. It's got a lot going on, and more than I would have going on. Here in a minute, you'll see me put a lot of pictures and other items up on the wall above the bed. And that is something that I would never have above my bed, and that's because I'm a gigantic chicken, and I think of worst case scenario. And I have one poster over my bed right now, and it's of the Beatles' Abbey Road. And it's kind of a joke, like my mom put it up or framed it for me and stuff because my name's Abby. Even though my name is spelled different. It's not spelled with the E. So I have that on my wall right now. And it scares me a little bit because if there's an earthquake, it could fall and it could kill me. So I would not have the amount of things that she has on her wall simply because I'm a chicken and I would be afraid if there was an earthquake. And for any of you guys that live in Alabama or live in the South or whatever in this area close to me, you know that there's not ever a lot of earthquakes ever. I don't even remember the last time there was an earthquake. My parents do. They remember, I think they said that I was little when the last earthquake happened. So it's been a long time. So I am fearful of an earthquake happening and things falling down on top of me when there's never, there hasn't been an earthquake that I remember in my lifetime here. But that is still a fear that I have. I'm very careful. I'm a very careful person. I don't want to die, so I do things that to protect myself, I guess. I don't want to die by a picture falling down on me in the night, hitting me on the head and killing me. Anyway, though, I really do like the way that looked there. And now we're just jumping into the screenshots. As you can see, I forgot to cut out where I saved. I'm sorry about that. I meant to do that. I meant to trim it. That was my bad. So we've just got a couple of different screenshots of almost every room. I took a lot of screenshots this time. And you guys can let me know if you want less screenshots. If there's too many or if there's not enough, that'd be great. I've been trying to get better at the angles using tab to take these screenshots. I get confused for some reason because when I start to back up with tab, it lets me back up farther than it normally would. It doesn't push me through the wall. So I get a little confused and a little bit dizzy and lost when I'm taking screenshots. I really appreciate you guys watching, though. Thank you so much for putting up with me and my sick voice and my normal annoying voice. More soon to come, different games soon to come as well. If you guys have any suggestions for me, leave them down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.